Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, cool. Thanks. He's not missing. He's missing the fact that we don't know where it is, but he's not a missing teeth.
He'll be ready for us.
Well, the other thing is don't add anything that's not
That's
press
what I'm saying,
conference.
that's what I'm like,
Like,
it
but
left a
they-
lot of people wondering.
But they put missing teeth. He's not missing.
Oh, did we put that?
No, no.
No,
Our
that's
people
what we were
did.
saying,
Oh.
like, it was
They
so
didn't
vague,
know
it
what-
left people.
I know, I looked
And
at
so
her like.
everybody's like, you know,
You're
so,
about to
so,
be drunk. Stop.
yeah, so now everybody at the station is like missing teeth. I'm like, it's a shooting suspect.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a murder suspect yet. They haven't told us. I'm sure they will tell us shortly.
Where are we at, guys?
I'm
You are all ready,
Channel
correct?
3 is good.
Okay.
Good.
Where are we at?
Two
I know.
sources of
You're
life.
right, as well.
Super try hard today.
We should be on in 1 minute, should be very soon.
That's my life. I know. Kind of run out of form fast, sorry about that. I'm like, I'm not here to answer questions. How's your day going?
Oh,
Just
you
fine.
know,
Just as a day.
don't need distractions.
Okay.
That's what we do here.
Just making sure.
You know, worst comes to worst if it doesn't go
And
well.
I'm,
I'm just.
and I'm sorry, we're getting.
I was just informed that we're not streaming anymore. It's gonna be, we're rolling on it, so we can go
Amazing,
whenever.
thank you. All these other wonderful people are streaming.
No,
I'm streaming back, I don't know if they're doing it live.
We're streaming.
We're getting a copy of the video, correct?
Yes, it'll be on a flash drive for you guys after. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Excuse me.
I got it on, but, and my laptop as well.
It's in the car. That's my
Okay,
car.
we're ready for you.
Okay.
Prosecutor Michael C. O'Malley, everybody.
That's all right.
Come on, Mike. Chad, Brett. Good afternoon. I'm here with Councilman Mike Polensek, my former colleague from Cleveland City Council, as well as Brett Kiker, and Chad Cleveland from my office. We're here today on a homicide involving the victim, Jahari Stegall. This occurred on September 19, 2025, at the 185th Street Deli on East 185th Street in the North Collinwood area of the city of Cleveland. Jahari was walking into the store when he was approached by an individual named Royal Tyrone King. He passed him, he entered the store, and upon entering the store, Royal King swung around and shot Jahari Stegall right in the back of the head. Since September 24th, we have had an outstanding warrant for Royal King for his arrest for the charges including ag murder, and felonious assault. The U.S. Marshals are currently seeking to apprehend him. Well, we believe he is being hidden by people in the Cleveland area who certainly do know his whereabouts. We are here today because, first and foremost, for the safety of our community. The act you will about to see is nothing short of a public execution of a 17-year-old kid who was doing absolutely nothing wrong and was a really good kid. But we also fear for the safety of the individual who committed this heinous act. So we're here today to urge people in our community who may know where he's at, or perhaps the people who are hiding him, or perhaps Jahari himself, to turn himself in for the sake of this community as well as the sake of himself. I'm going to play an incident of this, the video of this incident right now, and you will see the victim just pulled in, the suspect just pulled in right there, and that is the individual who commits the homicide. That is his face. That is Royal King. Mr. King goes in that store and loiters around waiting for Jahari to enter the store. He walks around the aisles. And here comes our victim, who is doing nothing wrong except walking into a store. This is the individual who's about to murder him. That is Royal King. As you can see, he's got a gun in his left hand. Jahari walks by him, and Mr. King raises his left hand and shoots him right in the back. We had a discussion and we met with the family today of our victim, Jahari. His mother, while shocked at watching her son lose his life in such a senseless manner, also was adamant that she wants Royal King arrested and she wants justice for her son. We are here today again to urge Royal to turn himself in for this homicide on East 185th Street in the city of Cleveland. It is one of the most cold-hearted, treacherous, cowardly homicides that I've seen in my tenure as prosecutor. We need to bring this individual, Royal King, to justice for this victim and his families. I want to take a special note for this individual right here. I don't know who this individual is. He's got Glenville hat on and a Glenville shirt. But after
Or Ginn Academy, could be Ginn Academy.
or Ginn Academy. But that individual, unlike others, came into that store and immediately rolled the victim over and began trying to save him heroically. And I don't know who this individual is, but he is a hero. And unlike many, he decided to get involved and to try to save that life. So, thank you. Mike?
I want to thank the county prosecutor and his team for bringing this case to your attention. I arrived on the scene shortly after this brutal homicide and stood there on this beautiful night on 185th while people were walking up and down the street to go to the various restaurants, and just stood there looking at this young man under a white sheet and asking myself, what did this kid do to deserve the death penalty? To deserve the death penalty. I asked myself today, what did he do to deserve the death penalty? You saw the video. He did nothing. He did nothing. He was going to school. He was a responsible young man living in the Glenville neighborhood, just minding his own business and going. And he was assassinated. He was assassinated. And not only was this a killer, but he rode up in a stolen car that was taken out of the neighborhood. So this is not the first time that this guy's been involved in a criminal activity. The neighborhood wants justice for the victim's family. His family is devastated. That's why they couldn't even come to this news conference. They're devastated. The family wants justice, the neighborhood wants justice for this young man. This senseless violence is outrageous. Outrageous. And again, I want to thank the County Prosecutor Michael Malley and his team, because I know how they feel about this stuff. They're more outraged than anyone, because they are dealing with it every day. There has to be justice. The young man just killed for nothing. His whole life, his whole future taken from him by a gun-packing thug who think nothing about shooting him in the back, just shooting him in the back and letting him lay there and bleed out, and then took off like it was nothing. We want justice. Mr. King, you need to turn yourself in. You need to turn yourself in. And I want to thank everyone who's out there, U.S. Marshal Service, Pete Elliott, and all his team looking for this individual. Because if he's not apprehended, who's next? Who's next? I want justice for this young man, I want justice for his family, and justice for the community. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it, everything you're doing.
Again, this is something we rarely do. We rarely come out here and talk about and try to bring people to justice via this route, but we have been looking for this individual for 3 weeks. And as Mike indicated, we just met with the family. They are devastated, as only one can imagine.
Yeah.
And they were terrorized at watching what transpired to their son. And so again, I would ask everybody in this community who has any knowledge of the whereabouts of Royal King to call the U.S. Marshal Service, 1-866-4-WANTED, for this family and for this community. Is there any questions? Yes?
Do we have any motive at all?
No, none. You saw what transpired. There's, probably speculation in the community, but it's our understanding these two barely knew each other. The family doesn't know this individual at all. They just, we just met with them. They reviewed this. They have never seen this individual before. They don't know him. So, what you saw was an act of insanity, an act of brutality that, we see a lot. We see a lot every day, but we rarely see this heartless an act where somebody just walks by somebody and they turn around and point a gun at the back of them and pull the trigger for no reason. And I see a lot, but I don't see often like this.
Has the vehicle been recovered?
Yes, the vehicle, the stolen vehicle, he arrived in not surprising, he arrived in a stolen car. The vehicle was located within the day, in a not too distant area from his home.
Were there any leads, because being 3 weeks in, what have the police been able to
We are
go on?
here because we need the public.
Yep.
Somebody knows, we did this about 1.5 years ago on another case. And that family of the individual who was responsible for a homicide realized that not only was it the right thing to do for the victim's family, they also realized their own child was in danger, and the family brought him in. Now, I can't speak to Royal King's family, but I do know that a 17-year-old is still probably in our community, and people know where he's at. And I would say the same thing. For the sake of the victim's family, as well as for his own sake, he should turn himself in. Again, you have the marshal's number. But this is, like I said, something that we don't see, this cold and calculated homicide. We don't see this very often.
So are you worried, about potential retaliation? Is that why you say concern for his safety, or?
Well, I'd say this, anybody who's been involved in law enforcement in the Cleveland area for long enough realizes you see acts of retaliation regularly. And it's not a secret who did this.
Yeah.
There were many witnesses who watched it happen. So word on the street is everybody knows who did it. And, we always, in all cases, fear retaliation. And this case is no different.
And also during that, it was a quick interaction before this happened. Were any words spoken or anything?
I
I'm
mean,
not sure.
the interaction was so brief. that it couldn't have been more than high and by. I mean, it was like that. And so, again, you could see if there was some pushing or scuffing. There was nothing. There was one person exiting a store and one person entering a store. And the person he exited swung around with a handgun, and you could see he walked out. He had that handgun in his left hand. He was ready to swing around. That's why we believe he was sitting there lying in wait for him. And he swung around, and again, sadly, there were people behind the victim who could just as easily been shot as well. So this is an individual who, quite frankly, doesn't care. And I'm just hopeful his family, or those who are hiding him, whoever it may be, realizes the right move would be to bring him in today. Anything else? Thank you.
All right, this concludes our press conference. We have flash drives for you with all of this
And
information.
whoever that guy was with the Ginn Academy or Glenville, God bless you.
Oh, yeah, I'll send an update if, he's in custody. I'll send an update for you. Sorry.
Video and then picture of the,